Why are you in my room?
Oh, hello there. Well, partially I'm here to have a tea party with your bears, but I'm also here to offer you a challenge.
The Little Mermaid 3 thing?
Yes, it is.
So, you came all the way down to Cornwall, broke into my attic room, broke into my house, and have been waiting here several hours before I went to bed.
Of course, isn't that what you would do?
You have way too much free time on your...
Also, I've noticed that you haven't put up a review. Really, you should be more productive.
I had work to do with university and tea parties with the bears and the ice cream.
Well, now we're going to review a film together. And boy, do I have a challenge for you. You have to say one nice thing about it. Or one of the forfeits.
Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Which film?
It's a Barbie film.
What? No. What?
Yeah.
No! Get out of my house! I am not doing this!
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd say that. How do you feel about tape?
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Long ago and far away, in a village high on a mountaintop, something amazing was occurring. At the very same moment, 2 identical baby girls were born.
Why the fuck are we watching this? It's been 2 minutes and all we've seen that's animated of this animated film are a couple of badly CGI'd butterflies. The rest are all badly painted pictures that seem to have the blur attached to them.
Well, we're watching this because, to be honest, it needed to be done. Good evening. Today I and my foolishly compliant colleague are going to be reviewing the very bottom of the barrel of kids' animated films.
Compliant? You tied me up and invaded my house!
Minor details. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're reviewing Barbie, the Princess and the Pauper.
I'm going to kill you.
So this is the aforementioned piece of shit. It's the film equivalent of a rectal examination when all's said and done. It's rather painful and depressingly invasive when it comes to one's personal privacy.
It's a twist on the classic tale of the Prince and the Pauper where 2 oddly identical people from very different backgrounds switch places and get to see how the other half lives. Okay, so far we've been told about the 2 girls' births and how they come from completely different backgrounds. When the fuck did the Queen turn into a widow?
That's an excellent point. Come to think of it, where are the poor girl's parents? Were they not rich enough to afford a place in this film? Or is showing poverty somehow illegal in America? I don't get it.
And now they've started singing. Oh, God.
Yeah, this is one of those films that wishes it was made by Disney, so that its songs were good, or at least memorable. But as it wasn't and they aren't, it tries to compensate with the sheer quantity of bad singing.
And this particular song is about how the princess is sick of being a princess? In comparison to Erica, the princess's song part seems somewhat spoiled and stupid.
Yeah.
The Disney princesses have nothing on this girl.
I know. I mean, as annoying as poor girl turns out to be later on, her complaints are at least legitimate. The fact is that, as much as the film would like us to believe that the princess has some sort of hard life, she clearly lives in the lap of fucking luxury.
Moving on, we meet the painfully obvious love interest of the princess. She's basically Barbie. She is. She's Barbie. Anyway, love interest finds out that she's engaged, so he decides to give her one last day of freedom, and he decides to sneak her out in a cloak. A fucking cloak.
Well, if Harry Potter has taught us anything, it is the ultimate in stealth technology.
And they travel to the town in the royal carriage, completely defeating the person with the cloak. For fuck's sake, it doesn't even work like a cloak should.
Anyway, by the power of plot convenience, the ruse actually works. Although, when she runs into Poor Girl, Princess Generica out-and-out admits her identity, so... really, there was no point to the ruse at all.
Spinning on to the bad guys. Okay. So these guys are total fucking idiots, but let's see who the big bad is, and it's that dickhead advisor who we saw in an earlier scene, and was obviously going to be the bad guy. And he's going to sing. Okay, seeing as they're following a Disney trend, this has to be the best... What is this crap?
No.
Long years I've had to pay my dues, but today I am escaping, for the last gold has been dug. It was waiting there, so how could I refuse? I'm returning home a hero who's discovered mighty wealth.
No. Just... no.
Bad guy song. But...
oh, God. Anyway, villain Evilington has some plan or other to get rid of the princess and take the kingdom for his own. If I'm being honest, I didn't pay attention. It was half-baked, ridiculous, and would make any real villain piss themselves laughing at him.
I bet the Poor Girl's song's boss is better than villain than this.
It's then that we discover that this film is trying to emulate Disney in other ways, such as having the animals talk, but only to each other, making this particular facet of the film completely fucking pointless.
And the cat is fucking creepy.
The plan to kidnap Princess Angstia works, despite its utter stupidity, and the henchmen carry her off to the set of Cabin Fever to await the coming of Eli Roth and his ridiculous fascination with gore.
Where the hell are all the guards and the servants? I mean, wouldn't you see them around?
Servant Costume Ken then comes up with a quote-unquote brilliant idea. Use a fake princess to keep the kingdom happy while he searches for the real bitch. Oh, also, the king to whom the real princess is being forcibly married turns up in a shit costume and an oh look and there's panic and... you know what, this fucking sucks.
The king's royal fat ugly prick tells them that they got till the end of the day to retrieve the princess dipshit, which is asking for a bit fucking much, because if she ran away, as the bad guy claimed, then she would have a lot of fucking time on them. They wouldn't even know where to start fucking looking. This is what fucking happens when you have a palace with a royal family that doesn't have any stupid fucking security guards around them to make sure the royal family are fucking safe. I mean, what the fucking fuck? The local Asda is better stuffed than...
That's alright, dear. It's alright. Anyhow, the henchmen do some dumb shit. Count Cruelington tries to trick everyone into believing that the princess has run away due to the forced marriage. A fairly plausible reason for her to have done so, credit where credit's due, only for Sherlock Holmes to figure out what's going on literally instantly. Luckily, the house cat is also an action star, so she goes off to save the princess. Let's see if she can pull off a decent line.
A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
That's not funny, you cunt! Anyway, the cat breaks into the holding cell and the princess escapes, more due to the stupidity of the guards than any real cleverness on the hero's part. I know. Yes. Soon after, in an attempt to stop Poshington from taking over, Pauper is disguised as the princess, which naturally fools everyone, including the Queen. Although, as we've established her as a fucking idiot in the first place, this isn't surprising. Meanwhile, the princess is recaptured again pretty much instantly by the dress keeper, because she looks like the servant despite having blonde hair, a different accent, obvious wealthy upbringing, and a posh fucking dress! You know what? Bugger this, it's your turn again.
Okay. The only decent thing about this trade-off is that the Irish accented other seamstress is actually treated nicely by the princess, because in the scene we saw her last in, the pauper totally blanks her!
Also, apparently making a dress is fairly easy, because the princess learns how to do it in literally 2 seconds.
Well, don't you remember the song about it before?
And I stitch it in the front and back, and it turns into a gown!
And it's not like she's any good at it, the seamstress actually wants to stop fucking up the dresses!
Anyway, some other unfunny shit happens where the princess and the pauper live each other's respective lives. None of it is interesting and I hate it all. Oh, and there's some stupid song about the cat being, you know, proud of itself and how it should love the fact that it thinks it's a dog, you know, because insanity is totally acceptable in today's society.
And of course, this singing makes the prince fall in love with her! Though why he was listening in on her when she was in the bath, I have no idea.
I do! Then some incompetent boobery occurs, and the princess's plans to get rescued backfire when the message she writes goes to Poshington instead of her intended rescuers.
I can't do this anymore. I can't. It's a terrible, terrible thing. My brain is melting.
I know. But we do have to. Otherwise, the plastic explosive I hid under your house will go off, killing us both. Nothing. Just...
Fine! Let's do this quickly. Basically, the princess is taken to some empty mine, and then Julian, the tutor and obvious love interest of the princess, comes to the rescue. He gets captured because he sucks ass. The bad guy goes to the queen, reveals the pauper as a fake, and has her thrown in the dungeon. Then we see how fucking stupid the queen really is.
Cuntingworth's master plan is to propose to the queen. Yeah, you heard me. Just out and out tell her that she can't refuse, because if she does, her people will starve because she doesn't have the money to pay for their food anymore. Here are the problems with this plan. The queen can refuse because she's the queen and the sole authority in the land. She can also confiscate every single item of property Prickinger owns.
He doesn't even try to be charming. Jafar at least attempted it when he tried to marry Jasmine. The bad guy from the Swan Princess, whose name I've forgotten, tried that as well. I mean, they were both obviously jerks and creepy-ass bastards, but they gave it a frickin' shot!
But because the queen is dumber than a box of Frank Millers, she actually agrees to it, and the race is on to stop the wedding by proving that the princess is alive and that Prickinger is behind everything.
Okay, so here's what happens next. The French horse from before finds the barking cat and tells him that the princess and her fuckwit boyfriend are in trouble, and they run off to the rescue. Pauper girl sings this stupid guard to sleep, steals his keys, and escapes.
Meanwhile, Outback Cat finds the princess in the mine, while Valet Person is being fucking useless despite being the stereotypical male hero. The cat manages to free them, somehow, I don't really remember how.
He makes a hole in the ground, giving them another way to escape from the cavern they're stuck in. Then they flood the cavern and they ride a barrel up to safety.
Well, that seems implausibly dangerous.
Anyway, everyone arrives at the wedding just in time to stop Dickhead McGee from marrying the Queen of Stupidity.
So yeah, the marriage is stopped, and the bad guy insults the French horse once too often, inspiring some French nationalism, which results in him being captured. And apparently the issue of money for the kingdom just disappears. Oh wait, no! It's just solved in the dumbest manner ever conceived by human minds.
Geodude, I choose you! What?
Yeah, basically the kingdom tries to use geodes as a replacement for gold to power their economy. However, as geodes are basically worthless, this fails, and the entire kingdom collapses into revolution and civil war, possibly replacing their government with some kind of communist autocracy.
Okay, so that's not actually what happens. What happens is the princess marries Julian because, you know, social conventions are so easy to break, and the pauper goes off to achieve her dream. Oh, no, wait, she comes back and marries the prince.
So, final thoughts. You go first, you're the resident female. Where did you get that cup?
The cupboard's a portal.
A portal?
Yeah.
Is that what that sound was? It kind of sounded more like the cast of Scrubs singing the Sanford & Sons theme.
Yeah, it does that. It's kind of annoying. Still, it came with the room, and I'm only paying like £410 a month for this place. It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Well, right then. Your serious thoughts?
I genuinely hate this thing. I mean, it follows basic plot conventions and stuff, but there's nothing really wrong with that. It's just so boring and really cliche, and it just sucks.
There's not really all that much I can add to that. The film is dull, and it forces songs into its runtime in a remarkable example of quantity over quality. And that's without noting the false feminism that it preaches throughout.
The characters are bland, the songs aren't at all memorable, the visual aspects are absolutely terrible. I mean, look at the clothes, for hell's sake!
In short, it's terrible. And anyone who liked this and was above the age of, say, 8, should feel terrible too.
I can't say a nice thing about this film. I'm serious. What?
The challenge?
Come on, seriously! Can't it be my next film? Okay, fine. One nice thing about this film, one okay-ish thing, one tolerable thing about this film, counts, is that it tries to be interesting in how it does its take on the original story. It tries to give the Prince and the Pauper a genuine reason as to why they actually do the switch. It just executes it terribly. Is that okay? Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. You do know what this means, don't you?
No, I feel dirty, violated and angry. I might go and get my hammer again.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life is plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. I'm a blonde single girl in a fantasy world. Dress me up, make it tight, I'm your darling.
I take back everything I said about working with you, Scott. Including the things you never heard.